So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. We are in for a bit of a different treat here tonight. We've had a last-minute cancellation. Our guest is not going to be able to make it, apparently, and what we are going to do is transition straight over into something I hold very, very infrequently, every 3 weeks or so. And what is it? It's the Advanced Live Video Masterclass. And I'm really excited that I get to share this with you. When things happen and you have last minute cancellations, the show must go on. And that is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to bring you a phenomenal masterclass. I love teaching this, and let's dive into it. There's a lot to cover. So let's go and let's have some fun. Yes, the Advanced Live Video Masterclass, it is here. And what is it? It is the superpower for the ultimate superpower for massive exposure in 2022. And yes, you're going to absolutely love this. So stay with us, stay tight. I'm going to pull in a little. There we go. All right, here we go. So I would like to start with asking you a quick question. What do Les Brown, Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, and Gary Vee all have in common? Now, based on the opening slide, you might have an answer. Yes, they are all masters of getting massive exposure, and they all use live video. And this will help you grow your business in every capacity. So buckle in. Here we go. Today, you're going to learn how mastering the art of saturating the marketplace with your message can make you wealthy. Now, pretty much every top marketer is using live video more as their primary method for both driving traffic and for converting traffic into sales. Now, there is no more valuable skill in 2022 and beyond than knowing how to market to the masses with online live video. That's exactly how I landed not just one, but two multi-million-dollar contracts with two different companies. And full disclosure on that, these aren't those $1 million upfront kind of contracts. One, for example, pays after 3 years. Given that, though, how many of you would be okay with $1 million after 3 years in a contract? Yes, it's a phenomenal thing. Live video is the way of the future. It's not the way of the future. It's the way of now. Here's the thing. Today, live video is everything. It's everything. Live videos get more attention. Live videos get more consumption. They get more engagement, and live videos result in more sales, period. So let's take a look at some stats. And the interesting thing is all of these were pulled up a year or two ago, and now we're creeping up on 2022. And you'll see why this is interesting. It says by 2022, online videos will make up more than 82% of all consumer internet traffic. That's 15 times higher than it was in 2017. And a Facebook executive, he predicted that their platform would be all video and no text by 2022. Okay, we're not even a month away from 2022. So it could be the fourth quarter of 2022. It wasn't specific, but I find this interesting nonetheless. These are phenomenal statistics that we're looking at here. And then 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. It's amazing. And I could go on and on, but I know that you get the idea by now. And here's the thing. I've got a ton to cover and only about an hour to do it in. That's what the length of this show. We may go a tad over, but stay with me to the end because we've got some phenomenal gifts for you at the end. And we'll show you how you can get those when we get there. So the rule is for a 60-minute talk, you want to have about 20 to 30 slides. I have over 70. So sometimes my desire to over deliver, it gets me in trouble. And I'm going to be going very fast. As you can see on the screen there, it will be a bit like drinking from a fire hose. Yes, indeed. So take notes really fast. And at the end, I'll let you know how you can get my slides. Yes. And a super valuable free bonus. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So write down your questions and I'll answer them at the end of this presentation, time permitting. All you have to do is engage in the chat. And by the way, those of you on, go ahead and say hi in the comments. This is live, 100% live, not pre-recorded. And I love having interaction with folks on this very show. Again, our guest expert was a last minute no-show. So we're getting a nice treat where I am giving you a presentation that is really my advanced live video masterclass. And I've gotten rave reviews. I've only done this a handful of times in the past. And I do have one more coming up January 7th, going live in 2022. So I encourage you to also register for that. That's ryp.im/masterclass. ryp.im/masterclass. That way you can get this from the beginning to the end if you came on a little late. All right, so definitely you'll want to pay attention for sure. Here's the thing. Turn off your phone unless you're watching this on your phone. But if you are watching this on a phone, try and get to a desktop because then we can have better communication in the chat area more effectively. So you can just talk back and forth. And I'll be asking questions for engagement. This is what I do on my live master classes. I typically have a large audience for these, much larger than normal live video shows go as they go because of the interest level in live video. And so we're going to have some fun with this. Just participate and play full out. What happens is when you engage, it increases your brain's retention rate by just the act of participating. And this is proven. So you'll get more out of this tonight. And if I actually ask you to type something in to the chat, you just do it. Don't do it for me, do it for yourself. And we'll see what we have for participation here. So don't forget, go ahead and close your other windows and your tabs, close email, close Facebook, because you do want to pay attention to this as it says again, and take notes. And yes, I'm being repetitive. And as astute people you are, you know that repetition is the key to mastery. So here's just a little bit of what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to talk about how the latest breakthroughs in automation tools can help you to streamline your live video production and save you a ton of money. Yes, a ton of money. How creating high quality, professional, top shelf live video shows will have your viewers and your guest speakers basically knocking down your door, wanting to do business with you. And then under the radar, advanced repurposing techniques that result in massive exposure for you and your business. So it's going to be a fun ride and much, much more. And so when you stay until the end, I've got some fantastic gifts when you stay until the end. So you definitely want to stick around for that. And yeah, I normally don't do this unless it's either a masterclass or there are people that are attending through my inner circle, paying clients, that kind of thing. But I'm feeling very good about giving things away here. It's close to the Christmas day, actually, and let's have some fun and give some things away. Is that cool by you? I hope so. All right. So what's going to happen is you will get my slides. So there's a lot of information here, and some of it you may not be able to keep track of because we will be going through some really great stuff, and we're going fast to honor and respect your time. Make sure we get through in about an hour's time. And then I'm also going to be giving away not just one, but two bonus gifts that I don't give away to just anyone, at least that hasn't paid me once again. And I'm going to tell you about that also in a minute. And also, I'm going to share with you how to get results for everything we're going to be talking about today. So you can get those results faster and easier. And I'm going to wait till that time, but I'm going to share with you something that some ways for you to get the results faster and easier. So if that's okay, and if you're watching this live, even if you're watching this recorded, this will be fun. Just give me a yes in the chat, wherever you're watching from. If you're able to type it in, give me a yes in the chat. And by the way, nothing is for sale here. Nothing. And I kid you not when I say that. Absolutely nothing. Hello, Ursula. Odom, so great to see you. Good vibes right back at you. Thanks for coming on and joining. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, definitely um, go ahead and type in there yes if that's cool with you, because I do want to show you how to get this, put all this together and do it in such a way that you can really take your business and catapult it. So go ahead and do that. And what we're going to do is move on. Yes. All right. And you've seen this before, but wait, there's more. Also, when you stay until the end, this is something I do with every one of my live shows, and this is one of the things I encourage you to model and copy. That's what that means, is copy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give away one of these. It says 5 on the slide here, but we're going to do one. We have a much smaller audience at this point. I'm going to give away one prize to one lucky winner, and that's a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort. If you've seen any of my past shows, hey, Ursula, thank you. I see you typed in yes. Great job. Yeah, and a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort. This is the same exact giveaway that my sponsors have provided for us to give away during our live show. So do one live show per week on average, and sometimes 2 on occasion, and always give away one prize, which is this one, the 5-night vacation stay. And what does that do? Well, we'll find out in a minute, and it's part of this masterclass coming up. You'll see the great reason for doing this. And then at the end, I'll tell you how you can qualify to be selected for this. And you're really going to want to stick around for this. Okay. You definitely want to. And you need to be here live, or you're not going to see how you enter. And I'll know if you're watching this recording and I see entries come in when we're not live or soon after, then I'll know that you weren't watching live. But that's okay. Go ahead and have fun with it. Let's keep moving. So let's proceed to lesson number 1, the persuasive power of live video shows. And so after over 9 years of testing multiple ways of producing impactful live interview style shows, I know what works now. The thing is, live video promotes far more engagement. The thing is, people know, they identify, and they relate with you, which creates more belief and more emotional connection. And being astute business people. Hey, Brett. Yeah, real quick, Brett, we had a last minute show cancellation. My guest did not make it. So offering a treat, which is a advanced live video masterclass. Hope you stay on. If it interests you, then great. If not, totally understand. But it's nothing but a masterclass with tons of value, nothing for sale, 0 for sale. I don't play those games. So that's what this is, Brett. Glad you came on. Thanks for interacting. Hope you can stay with us. And the thing is about live video shows, they are authentic, and people know that you aren't just making it up because it's live. You can't make it up unless you're really good at acting and writing very lengthy scripts. It's a beautiful thing. Live video is a different way for people to ingest your information and that of your guests that come on your shows. So my promise to you is that if you pay attention and you take action on what I'm about to tell you, the next 40 or 50 minutes, it can transform your business and your life. Now, I know that's a pretty big and bold promise, but when I get done, hopefully you'll agree that I always live up to my promises. So let's keep going a little bit more. Who am I? Why should you listen to someone like me? So some of you have probably never heard of me before today, and trust me, that's a good thing. You were the CEO of agency, right? Wow, Brett. Oh, what happened to Mr. Orr? He did not make it. Tried to get in touch with him. Thank you for letting me know. I'll put that up. Yeah, it's okay. We can reschedule later, Brett. Not a problem with Sean. I don't know what happened. So maybe check on him. I gave him a call to find out if he was okay. So let's hope he's doing well. So there's a very, very good reason that people have never heard of me, and that's because unlike most coaches and speakers or gurus, I have been doing, and I'm still currently doing this stuff, not just teaching it. In fact, the reality of it is I spend 90% of my time actually doing this stuff and only 10% teaching it, speaking it, or coaching it. And so with that, what I want to do is to give that statement some merit is let's listen into what one of my past guest experts had to say about this experience. Now, if you can't hear this, please let me know right away. This was put together as far as putting it here in this format kind of at the last minute since we had a cancellation. If you cannot hear this, let me know. I will start it up and you'll know if you can hear it pretty quickly. So what I wanted to do is just let Jurgen talk about his experience real quick.
Hi, Brian. Just wanted to send you a quick video greeting and thank you for having me on the Mind Body Business Show. I had a great time and I hope that I was able to add lots of value to you and to your audience. You've certainly got a fabulous system set up and you walked me through every single step to set up my tech and connections so that when I arrived in the room,
Whoops. Doesn't like clicking.
Everything else was in place and I didn't have to worry about anything except being me, being present, delivering things that I knew I could add value with. So thanks for preparing me really well. I appreciate it and I appreciate being able to share the stage with you.
Yeah, and that's a big part of the reason of why I do what I do. It's helping people like that, making those kind of changes. And when you learn the skills we're going to be talking about today, you can have that exact same impact in your own life, and you can make that same kind of impact in other people's lives, which to me is just as equally important to have impact in other people's lives. So, all right, just for a little bit more about who I am and why you want to listen to what I have to say here tonight. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a live video show host. I've been doing it for, almost 10 years now. Yes. Founder of multiple companies, including a travel agency, a software engineering consulting firm, an online fitness company, and an entrepreneur training company. Now, as you can see from Jurgen just a moment ago, I host a live video show and it's called the Mind Body Business Show. For that show, I use a collection of hand-picked, proven technology services to create automations that streamline and systematize my business. They're phenomenal. These automations result in freeing up an immense amount of my time. And I'm constantly being told by the guests who appear on my show, who I interview, just how organized and professional I am. And it's kind of funny because I get a chuckle. I'm definitely not all that organized, truth be told. If you could see the top of my desk right now, you would understand. So I'm definitely not all that organized. The thing is, when you present yourself and your brand and your organization in such a way that looks and acts professional, you get more business. It just works that way. And one of my past guest experts who appeared on my show that I interviewed on my show was Brigitte Hofele. And she's an amazing, amazing and astute and successful businesswoman who is the CEO of the Center of NLP. And after having just experienced this incredible magic, I call it, from her end, that would be from someone who was on the show and received all these automated communications that came her way. She recently coined me. She did this. She gave me that name, the Automation Master. And so I kind of liked it. I said, I'm going to go with it. In fact, what I'd like you to do is meet her real quick. And I want you to hear what she had to say specifically about the importance of automation.
Brigitte Hofele, CEO of the Center of NLP. We do business worldwide with people that want to get better in their communication and want to bring light and life to their goals and their dreams in life. We are all about success patterns. And you know what? There is one person that has an incredible success pattern, and it's yours truly right here, Brian Kelly, who is the Automation Meister. And he asked me for permission if he may use it because I called him Automation Meister and Master, and he is a master at what he does, because it is all about his quality that he brings to the table and to his clients, his professionalism. The professionalism and the quality that you bring to your clients is exactly the business card and the perception of your business. So if that is not in place, then you're really don't have a business, and Brian helps you to do that. Automation is the biggest factor in that, because no one's got time to do all of the little mundane work. If you're a CEO like me, you know what it takes to have leads. You know what it takes to have incredible people and build relationships, and automation is a big, big part of that. And you want to connect to and lock arms with the best person in this field, because quality and professionalism leads to massive exposure. And Brian Kelly will help you with that. The automation master. Pay close attention.
Love Brigitte. Yeah, and so many guests who came on the show, just like Brigitte, they would ask me after the show is over, because they had just experienced, everything leading up to the show, including the show itself, and then they don't know it, but they're about to experience even more after the show's over, which you'll see this in a minute. But they would ask me time and time again, Brian, can you show me how to do what you do? And there's a lot of automation under the hood, a lot of complex moving parts. The thing is, I kept saying no, and that was why. And then after person after person after person kept asking me this, I finally decided, I teach this from stage. I say, listen to the marketplace. The marketplace wasn't just asking for it. They were screaming and begging for it. So I actually put together a program, very comprehensive program. I'm not selling anything. Once again, nothing's for sale here. And maybe we can have a discussion about that at a later time. But I did put something together to help people to do exactly what I do, so that they can also have the great results I've been having as a result of doing high quality live interview style shows. And it's been phenomenal, just phenomenal. All right, let's keep moving on. So here's the thing. Look, it doesn't matter what you're selling. The power of mastering live video shows and gaining massive exposure with your show, it applies universally. You can have an offline business, or you can have an online business. You can be selling your products, or you can be selling someone else's products, maybe as an affiliate or referral partner. You can be selling physical products, digital products, software, services. Here's the point. It doesn't matter. It's what I'm about to teach you will boost your exposure, and it will boost your sales, even if you currently have nothing to sell. So once you understand and master the power of live interview style video shows, you will have the most in-demand and valuable skill in all of marketing. Another big statement. Here's the thing. Look, there are a ton of these paid traffic experts. There are Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads still out there. And the like. There are a lot of people that are really good at what they do. There are also a ton or a lot of search engine optimization experts. And that's a very, very deep field where you have people that are figuring out how to get your website, your online properties ranked higher in search engines like Google and Yahoo and the like. There are a lot of each of these, but the thing is there are only a small handful of live video experts. And knowing how to gain massive exposure with live video can make a bigger impact in credibility and sales in 2022 than any other skill. And using live video, especially live interview style video shows, I've made numerous connections with industry leaders that have resulted in lucrative contracts, joint venture partnerships, affiliate deals, and the list goes on. Here's a great example coming up. In fact, here he is, one of my past guest experts, the great Les Brown, the world's foremost motivational speaker. He and I formed a joint venture partnership as a direct result of his experience of being on my high quality, professionally produced live video show. And the good news is you are going to be able to similarly create a high quality, professionally produced live video show. And because of what you're about to learn, it will be much easier than you might think. And here's the thing, Les, I got to say something about Les. He is an amazing guy. He shows up in public exactly how he shows up in person. And here's a really, really quick soundbite from our show together. I just love hearing his smooth, buttery voice. Les, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm great, and so are you. It's always a treat when great people meet. Let the record show.
Oh, already love you, my brother. Yes, that was an amazing experience. All right. And speaking of professionally produced live video shows, let's get into lesson number 2, and that is the differences between professional and amateur live video shows. So with amateur shows, hosts create and recreate every single show, and everything is on their shoulders. And while the creative process is indeed important, how you create your live video show is even more important. You see, with a professional live interview style show, you can also get massive exposure with a variety of different components, including, but not limited to, high quality graphics and background elements, automated communication. You want to put an asterisk on that one. I hope you're taking notes. That one is big, and a lot of people miss it. Recognized on-demand TV channels. Think of Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and the like, and much, much more. So you're starting to get a hint at what it can do for your business by adding all these components to your live video show. Let's go dive even deeper. Here's what another one of my past guests, who is a personal brand image expert. Her name is Jose Brisebois. This is what she had to say about her experience when it comes to high quality and professionalism. Now, this is important. I will repeat. These videos are not here. They're not here just to stroke my own ego. They are each in this masterclass for a distinct purpose. And I really want you to deeply understand and imagine what it would be like having people talk about you and your show like this. And more importantly, what kind of impact it would have on your business. Let's listen in to Jose Brisebois.
Being a guest on Brian Kelly's podcast was the most delightful experience. I don't know how else to describe it. From the moment that you sign up to be a guest to the text reminders and emails, and the whole process was like the most professional podcast process I have experienced. And not to mention that he is such a delightful host, and will make you feel so comfortable from the second you get on. I absolutely loved my experience and recommend it to any entrepreneur. Thank you so much, Brian.
Amazing. Another amazing individual. So now I'll explain in depth the most important components of professional high quality live video in a few minutes. But first, I've got to introduce you to this guy and these gentlemen. Actually, I recently interviewed Seth Green live on my show, which is the Mind Body Business Show. Now, Seth is a business partner with the original shark, Kevin Harrington. And for those of you who may not know, Kevin Harrington was on the original, one of the original sharks on the hit show called Shark Tank, a phenomenal show still going right now about entrepreneurs and pitching their products and services to get investment dollars for and get a partner like a Kevin Harrington. So Kevin is also a pioneer in the infomercial industry and the man behind the AsSeenOnTV.com empire. Amazing, powerful duo. So Seth and Kevin, they co-host their own podcast called, appropriately, the Sharkpreneur Podcast. And together, they have produced over 640 podcast episodes, and it's still counting. And do you think 640, that's a lot. Do you think that Seth and Kevin just might know a thing or two when it comes to growing a business using a podcast? And by the way, I realize that we're talking about live video here. So you can think of podcasts as basically audio only versions, and they're not live. They're usually recorded, but audio only versions of live video shows. And there are a lot of similarities between the two, especially when it comes to marketing and things like that. In fact, on my show, the Mind Body Business Show, which is live video, after the show's over, we take the recording, extract the audio from it, only audio, and then syndicate it to over 25 podcast platforms. There's a hint for you right there for repurposing. So the cool thing is what Seth had to say was literally shocking to many out there. To me, it was a breath of fresh air, because this is what he explained is absolutely spot on with how things really work when it comes to podcasting or live video shows, how you monetize them, how you make money, how you make money. It's getting all choked up. You're going to love this. Here we go.
Our number one source of business for both our marketing agency and for our clients is a strategic direct response podcast. So we are using our podcast to build relationships. Now, I don't care about the vanity numbers. I don't care about the downloads and the listeners. Those are nice to have, but I'm not trying to sell advertising on my show. We have advertisers, but I'm not looking for sponsorships. I'm not trying to get advertisers. I look at it as profit per relationship. I am trying to either interview someone who I want as a client, and I'm starting the relationship on a podcast, so I'm not perceived as selling, or I want to interview someone who I want to gain influence with their tribe. So when I interviewed you on my show, you told your world about it. And some of those folks came over and joined our world. So you have a tribe of entrepreneurs, of business owners, which I do as well. So it's all strategic based on who I want relationships with and who can they connect me with. And if you took everything else away and I had to start over with $100 and a laptop, I would start another podcast from scratch.
Buddy, that is a bomb dropping moment, if anything is. I'm telling you. Knowledge bombs, bombs of wisdom, smart bombs, every bit of that roll. Yeah, and the kicker was that what you see on the screen right there, I don't care about vanity numbers. When he said that, I can imagine so many people had this kind of reaction, because how many of you out there have either hosted a show, either podcast or live video, or been on the other side where you're the guest, and you've either asked or been asked, how many subscribers do you have? How many people watch your live show? How many downloads do you have? All of those vanity numbers. How many subscribers do you have if you have a YouTube channel? All of that. What I loved about what Seth said is he hit the nail on the head. It really doesn't have anything to do with the vanity numbers. It's all about the relationships that you're building with your guests, the ones that you're interviewing. That is why I'm such a huge proponent of interview style shows or podcasts, in this case, live video. Why live video over podcast? You get 2 additional touch points, 2 than you would over audio. One is live video. That's 1 touch point. Obviously, you're doing a recorded audio for a podcast. That's not going to be a touch point. And 2, the recorded video, which audio podcast is an audio, and people have generated videos from them, but it's only listenable. I mean, there's no people talking, no emotions, no facial expressions. So I think you get what I mean. That's 2 additional touch points to then also repurpose from. And so it's very, very powerful. And I just love how he talked about the guest and wanting to gain influence with their tribe. And he looks at it as profit per relationship. And he said it, we use our podcast to build relationships. And so is it important to have viewers? Is it important to have subscribers and folks like that? To a degree, yes, because you want to get a guest who's going to think, okay, I'm going to get exposure on your show, of course. And that's what my show is all about, is to get exposure for my guests. And we do everything we can in our power to do that. And that's what it's all about. And that's how business gets generated, because guests are so thankful and grateful. They'll come back. They're more apt to do business with you if you solve a problem of theirs than had you not done this at all. Let's put it that way. All right, let's move on. All right, let's see who's out there. I'm going to take a quick peek, see what we got going on. Yeah, we still have folks watching. Fantastic. I love it. So let me ask you a quick poll and see what you say about this. Why do you want to master live interview video shows? What would that reason be? Is it A, to sell more products and services like over live streams? So like Facebook, YouTube, and the like. There are many others out there, Twitter, to sell more products and services using sponsorship. Is it to sell more products and services with joint venture partnerships? That would be C. Or is it to grow my social media following and email list faster? Or is it E, all of the above? Or is it a combination? So go ahead and punch in your answers, A or B or C or D or E, or a combination of those letters. And we'll take a look and see what we have coming in. And there is a bit of a time lag doing these live videos. So I'm going to give it some time and fill it with some talk here, just to give you a sense and a chance to answer and put in a letter there. If we don't see anything in the next couple seconds, I'll just keep moving on, and that's just fine too. Again, we do this every 3 weeks or so, and we fill a classroom virtually and have a good number of folks on. And yeah, we did have a quick recap. We had a last minute cancellation or a no-show for this show of the guest that was due to appear. Just hope that the gentleman is okay. I have no idea what happened, why. And this is a thing. This is another lesson. This happens. This is real life. And you do get last minute cancellations or no shows. They're rare, depending on the system you're using. With my system, they're very rare. And I would normally know about it with a lot more advance notice, because some people have schedule conflicts that come up as a result. And that's okay. It's just be ready with a plan B. This live masterclass is one of my plan Bs. And this is the first time I've actually given this this advanced live video masterclass on this show. That's usually a completely separate entity. We use a different delivery mechanism. Everything is different. But go ahead. E, love it. Thank you, Ursula. Give consistent value and sell more product. All right. Yes. And I don't doubt that. I know you, Ursula, very well. She's an amazing woman. I believe you were on my show. I believe so. I've had so many guests. I know we've talked. None of the above, Don. Oh, thank you. Thank you. At least we've got, I don't have that in there. That wasn't an option. So you're cheating. I'm just having fun with you. So fantastic. Yes. And Don, I do know what you do, and I understand why that answer is there. Amazing Chamber of Commerce, leads the Chamber of Commerce locally where I live. And he has a great concept when he does his lives. It's a long story, but look at his name, Don Hoperich. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. And he's on Facebook. You can see that. So look his name up, follow him, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Very great idea of what he does for local businesses. And it's something you can model several things from. So thanks for coming on, Don. I appreciate you, brother, and Ursula as well. Yes. And it was a great show and conversation. I agree. Yes, I remember that. Thank you so much, Ursula. All right, let's keep moving. Thank you for participating, everyone. Here we go. We're going to skip this poll. This is something I do on my live masterclass itself. So I'm going to zip on through that. Whoop. All right, here we go. So if you're just getting started, what you're going to learn from me here will be your shortcut to massive success. But first, I want to find out who wants another free gift. Who would like to have another free gift? Go ahead and just type yes in the chat. Again, I know we're delayed. I'm going to keep moving forward. In the interest of time, I will see them and I will announce them as I see them. Do you want another free gift? Go ahead and type in yes. So when you stay into the end of this, yes, I know if you're here. This is something, again, I only give this out on my masterclass for the formal masterclass. You guys are getting a treat. When you stay into the end, you're getting my private 76-step live show checklist. That is if you want it. And yes, you're reading that right. 76-step live show checklist. And I leave no stone unturned. Thank you, Ursula. I got your yes. It came in. And here's the thing. It's not as difficult or as long as arduous as 76 steps sounds, because they're broken up into stages that you don't do all at once. And I use this. This is my personal private checklist. And why that is important is that this checklist is responsible for producing the highest quality professional live video interview shows that I can produce, period. And that's the thing. When you get this, when you stay to the end and you are given the way to access this list, I want to ask you a favor. Please don't share this publicly with anyone else. A business partner, yes. A spouse, a significant other, yes. But outside of your tight inner circle, please keep this to yourself, because this is meant for my paying customers only. And so when you get access to that, please just keep it to yourself. I'm just asking you as a favor out of integrity, because this is for you. You invested your time to sit here right now with me and watch and learn on this masterclass. And it's for your eyes only, and I would just appreciate that. So thank you so much. And as it says there, that this checklist is responsible for producing the highest quality live video interview video interview shows, and also responsible for landing top level industry leading guests like, and you remember, yes, Les Brown, also multimillionaire internet marketer Tom Antion, former chief operating officer of T. Harv Eker's Peak Potentials Empire, Jeff Fagan, and international supermodel Clarissa Burt, and the list just keeps going on. And when you follow this battle tested step-by-step formula and structure, your live video show is almost guaranteed success right out of the gate. And the thing is, this is what another individual had to say about it. So you don't have to just keep listening to me and what I say about it. This is Jason Nast. Who is he? He's a 35-year marketing veteran and serial entrepreneur. He completed the advanced live video masterclass where this formula was taught. One more time, I'll say it. Nothing is for sale here. He said, Brian, I applied your formula and automations and other live video techniques you teach, and I generated an additional $5,000 on my first 3 videos. Thanks so much. This is amazing. And of course, a disclaimer, not everyone's going to be guaranteed similar results. And I just want to, the point here is I want you to know that everything I'm teaching you here, it does in fact work. That's the bottom line. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about manual process versus automation. So let me ask you this. Do you want to do everything manually all by yourself? Or would you like to have automation in place that is doing a large amount of the work for you? Which one? Manual or automation? You can put auto if that's easier to type. I don't know what you're on, what kind of device. Manual or man or auto. Go ahead and type that in and I will call that out when I see the answers come in. So the foundation of how to create professional, high quality live video shows is found in, this may shock a lot of people, but it is in automation. And don't worry, you don't have to be a techie for this. So having a professional presence is what gets you attention, and it's what makes them buy. There are 3 primary automation stages of a successful live video show. We are now getting into what I call the meat. Yes, thank you, Ursula. Ursula says auto. Fantastic. Get another sip of water. I don't know what is going on with my throat today. All right. And a little bit of throat spray. Speakers. This is phenomenal. I know it's very small on your screen. It's called Vocal Ease. Oh, it's magic. Takes it a moment to settle in. And then we will get moving. Here they are. What are the 3 primary automation stages? They are the pre-show, the during show, and the post-show stages. And so let's quickly break these down one by one. So again, get ready. You'll definitely want to be taking notes for this. So in the pre-show phase, the first thing that happens is we send out email and text reminders. Now, these are all done automatically. So leading up to the show, like a day before the show, is email and text reminders that will automatically go out to our guest expert to let them know, remind them as they have gone out to our guest experts for every show. And some also to our viewing list, the list that we built over time for those who've expressed interest in being notified when our show goes live. And then there's the guest acquisition of the pre-show phase. And when a guest wishes to appear on our show, they go through one of the pages of our website where they informed what the show is about, the details of the onboarding process, and what to expect once they fill out the onboarding form and what they get from the entire experience. So be very, very focused on them instead of yourself. That's a recommendation. And also a call to action, which is basically click the button and go fill out that form. And so the results of this have saved me an immense amount of time. Oh my goodness. No back and forth emails, that's done. No quote unquote strategy calls or no Zoom sessions, none of that. The bottom line is none of my personal time is required. It's all automated. And I just have my system automatically send them a link and then let it do the work. And I've honestly had next to 0 complaints about the process. No one was arguing or complaining that, oh my gosh, you're using automation. They actually were impressed by it, if I must say. Not to pat myself on the back, but that's just what the response has been. Then there is the guest invitation. So once I've approved a guest, so I do vet my guests. I make sure that I read the onboarding information that they typed in, make sure they're fit for the show, and that we're a mutual fit. And I just tag them. I mark them in my system, and then it takes over once again, and it will basically send them a link to schedule their time slot. They get to schedule when a time that meets their schedule. And it's usually one day a week or one night a week, every Thursday night. So there are very limited number of slots when you're only doing one a week. And because I'm booked several months out usually, and they will just pick the next one that is available. And then my system will mark that date as unavailable to future prospective show guests. And so it just does this all automatically. And then once they've done all this, I have my system creates what's called a guest document. And this is what I call a guest expert sheet. And what it is created by using some of the information that they typed in on that onboarding form. And also, in addition to other important information about the show, including a list of questions that here's a secret sauce that they chose. They chose the questions they're being asked. So those are listed in this document, and it's emailed to them and also made available to me, who's going to be the host. And guess what? All 100% automated. A document has a logo and everything. It's beautiful. So that's all done automatically. And then a guest checklist. So including in this stage of the pre-show stage is what I call a guest checklist. And what that is the guest will receive an email, and you guessed it, a text message that will direct them to go to our guest checklist page. And what they'll do is they'll see a video with yours truly on it, basically explaining what they should be wary of, what they need to be prepared for, the camera, the lighting, the noise in the room. Is there natural light coming through a window? And, because it's an evening show, well, that natural light's going to dissipate and be gone. Things like that, just to make sure that the show is the greatest quality experience for them. I look at this as their show, not my show. That's how I look at it. And I really want them to get the greatest experience possible as a result. And so all of this, the checklist is sent automatically. So about 8 years ago, I used to do all this manually. I used to go and schedule a call with a guest a week prior to the show. So we make sure we're all set up. And then now that's another 1 hour of my time every single week that is taken up as a result. So I do a show, plus now I'm doing a pre-show check. I call it a tech check back then. And so that's a slot that could have otherwise been used for something like, I don't know, making a money-making sales call or something. But this one part of my automated system, it has been an absolute godsend, I must say. And the guest is given the ability to indicate to me, and it's automatic, that they have completed going over the checklist and they're ready and prepared for the upcoming appearance. And they do this by simply clicking a button after they go through all the checklist items. And now from my standpoint, from my end, all of this is 100% automated. And what used to take 1 hour for both of us, both the guest and myself, now only takes about 20 minutes just for the guest. That's because I've streamlined the entire checklist process. I no longer have to do a thing. It's awesome. So that being said, this part of the pre-show process is having it automated is also a huge time saver for the guests, because they don't know it because they didn't go through the 1 hour before like I used to do years ago. But it's only taking 20 versus an hour. They're saving 40 minutes themselves, and it's taking very little time to get through it so that they can have a great experience. All right. Okay. It's time for me to check in. Who do we have out there? Go ahead and if you're getting value from this, go ahead and type value into the comments area. Go ahead real quick, type value. We're going to keep moving. If you're getting value, I just wanted to take a breath and let you know that, yes, you can participate. I love participation. Up next is social media. As the show date draws near, like a day prior, like before, my system then goes into action. And what it does is it shoots out posts on a numerous array of social media platforms. And what it's doing is it's notifying all of our contacts, connections, followers of the upcoming show. And it's complete. The post is complete with the headshot picture, the bio of the guest, both are on the guest, and also the link to join us for the live show itself, making it super easy. They know what's coming, and just keep reminding people. So more and more exposure. And then we also have coming up is the guest website quality check. Like I said, we book people way in advance, could be months before someone appears on the show. Well, in those months, their bio or their website link or Facebook profile link may have changed. This has happened. And we've got them on our main show website. If you want to take a look, it's themindbodybusinessshow.com. I know it's a mouthful and it's a lot to type, but you'll see there the upcoming guests, and that is what we're telling them to go look and check. make sure everything's spelled right. Sometimes they even said, can you please use a different image? I've changed my look, things like that. It's all about, the bottom line is it's all about quality. That is something I just continue to bring home for everybody. And then also upcoming show reminders that get shot out to the viewers. That's those who had indicated, yes, I want you to tell me when you're going live next. And that's all done automatically, several parts, several ways through my automated system. So they get notified directly that we have another episode coming up in a day. And then it does it again about an hour prior. And so they will never miss an episode. So let's move into the during show phase or stage. And it's going to go a little bit quicker. They're a little bit smaller now. So once again, during the show, so this is the moment we go live, we click that live button, emails and text reminders are shot out to our connections, and everyone gets to see this automatically. Then we multi-stream. So when we hit that live button, we are literally on 8 different platforms, up to 8 simultaneously. Right now, I believe we're on 7. I usually reserve the 8th for the guest to add their Facebook page to the mix so that they don't have to go and hit share the moment we go live, which is often something they do. This way it's already there, it's scheduled, their followers already know about it, and it gives them more exposure. But up to 8 simultaneously. And sometimes 8 isn't enough. So we found another tool that does what's called an instant share through syndication techniques. The second we go live, this other tool kicks in and it sends it out to a multitude of additional platforms that may or may not support live streaming, but it has a link directly in that announcement that if they click it, they go straight to a live streaming platform like YouTube Live. So more ways to get exposure. And then we send, we have a contest entry and prize giveaway, which I talked about earlier. And so during the show, we offer this, a vacation stay, a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort. There's no timeshare pitch going on. The sponsor who's provided this to us has themselves gone 3 times to 3 locations. And so reported back, it's just another vacation stay, like as if you went and paid for it fully. So it's all yours. And we do that so that you get better retention of viewers. They stay on longer. They can't wait. They're like, oh, I can't wait till the drawing. And that's something that can be made available to you if you have a live video show. I've gotten permission to reach out on your behalf to our sponsor to say, hey, I got someone else who would like to use this because it works. And here's the thing. Anyone who enters, it's like you're going to see this. You'll enter to win. When you enter to win, you will automatically be added to our notification list that tells you when our next show comes up. And so there you see one really, really simple yet powerful way to build your email list by using contests, entries, and prize giveaways. And then upcoming show reminders. So again, more and more different automation tools, several parts of the automated system. They send out more notifications through email and text and social media, again, with the link to join and so they can jump on right away. All done automatically. So let's move into the post-show stage. Again, post-show's done. That means that the show's over. So, Brian, what are you doing in the post-show? Why do you even have this? Well, there's actually quite a bit going on here. There's email and text reminders that go out to our guest experts, and I'll explain this one a little bit in a second. And some are for the viewing audience, and these are just for those in the list. And then this is where it gets powerful. So you just had someone on your show. You gave them the utmost of quality experience. You gave them massive exposure. You're repurposing the material, and all they did was show up. They showed up for an hour interview. They came a half hour early for pre-show prep, and an hour and a half investment of their time above and beyond the onboarding process and all that. So they got a lot of value out of this. And so what you do, or what I do, is this is all automated, of course. I request and ask them, would you please share this episode that you were on with me, and or share this website, the entire page, the mindbodybusinessshow.com, and would you kindly go review on podcasting platforms? So iTunes is a big one. Where they can actually rate it with stars, 1 to 5 stars, and write a review as well. And I asked them to do all of this, and I just provide them super simple ways to do it. I give them the links to everything, make it as simple as possible so that they will go ahead. And I'll tell you, the ratings of our podcast really shot through the roof just by this one example. Again, it's not just the podcast, but they're given options, and they can do as many as they feel comfortable doing. And many do, because they feel gratitude for being on the show and getting all that value. And then we have the contest entry and prize giveaway. So people have entered to win, and now we randomly choose a winner. We basically choose that winner by applying a tag in the automated system, and then bam, it sends out, here's how you get your prize. All automatic. It's wonderful. And then show referrals. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you my super secret, yet super simple strategy. That this is the strategy, I kid you not, that landed Les Brown for our show. It's unbelievable. And you'll want to write this down. Okay. So what you want to do is, on the day following the show, I don't do this the night of, because we both have just spent an hour and a half together and we have things to do. Go eat dinner, be with our family. And so I have my system timed to send it out the following day. I let them know this in a quick debrief after the show. And I ask them, and I tell them what's going to happen. They're going to get an email. It's going to give them 3 choices, and it's going to ask them for referrals. Referrals, if they can come up with 3 names of 3 people that they know personally, and a couple of other very important details, that if they can just simply enter them into this form, and then my system will send out these emails automatically with their name involved in it. They know exactly what's going to happen from A to Z, because everything's automated, and I have videos and things showing them every step of the way. Short, quick, to the point videos, and very simple interface, so that it doesn't take them a ton of time. It has been immensely successful. Obviously, it brought on the one and only Les Brown. And so referrals are the way to get your guests. I have not needed to reach out or use any other outside resource to pull in new guests for my show. I've never been without a guest coming up on the show, other than an occasional no-show or cancellation. Those do happen, so that's all right. All right, that's the post-show. So you can see that the key is to produce a high-quality live show, and this includes a lot of steps, as you now can see and imagine, and processes, and they go above and beyond just turning on your camera and mic, and hitting the go live button and just start talking. If you want a truly high-quality show, then it's just imperative that you also have an expert automation system in place to handle everything that needs to occur during the live broadcast, and also everything that transpires before and after the show. And so by implementing an automated communication system, you can achieve a lot more in a lot less time, requiring fewer assistants like VAs, which saves you money and greatly increases overall quality by way of timely communication and far less human-induced error. And so by now, I think you can all see that to do all of this manually would simply lead to burnout. And I know that for a fact. Here's the thing. If I couldn't produce a super high quality show, and if I couldn't do it consistently, then I just simply would not do it at all. I knew I couldn't do it all manually anymore. And here's the thing. I know this from experience. I attempted to do this back 8 or 9 years ago when I had a business partner with whom co-hosted these shows with me. And even with 2 of us involved, with 2 people, I eventually hit burnout. And I literally had to step away after 2 years and 100 episodes together. It was just a grind. It took so much time and effort. And now that I've developed, refined, and nearly perfected the processes that actually contributed to that burnout from those years earlier, I'm now free to just show up and become the best host I can be, and without going through this flurry of activity that leads up to the show and also after the follow-up afterward. It just enables me to be present as the host, and that's very important. It enables me to better serve my guests and help them to be represented with the highest level of quality and professionalism and respect as possible. And the bottom line is it improves the overall quality and professionalism of the show from start to finish, so from pre-show to during show to post-show. And all of this is due to what I like to call live video automation mastery. But here's the thing. When it comes to importance and sheer power of automation, you don't need to just take my word for it, because books have been written about it. In Michael Devellano's book, Automate and Grow, he calls out the 3 key areas I've been concentrating on throughout our time together here tonight. In chapter 3 of his book, he talks about how automation improves communications. So when you have a system that includes communication with your guests and with your audience and with your social media contacts, you can produce repeatable, precise, and error-free messaging. And why is this important? Because the perception from their viewpoint is that you've got it all together, which comes off to them as professional and top shelf quality. Then Michael Devellano, he points out that the automation also reduces errors and increases predictable outcomes. Yes, you heard me say that earlier. And so when you have a repeatable automated system running for you, it definitely increases the overall quality that is experienced by both your guest experts and your viewing audience as well, and your listening audience. And finally, the author points out that automation, it saves you time. And being a very intelligent person, you know that time is money. And in fact, one of my past guest experts, who is a esteemed and very, very successful businessman, told me that he thought I had not just one, but 4 VAs, virtual assistants, doing all of this heavy lifting for me. And I thought, wow, coming from a guy like this, that told me a lot. And that told me, and I already knew it, but I didn't know to what degree, but that told me I was saving a lot of money and time. And so with that, let's take a look at some very important numbers. Let's go through this real quick. So if you consider that one virtual assistant works anywhere from 10 to 40 hours per week and can earn between $1,000 and $5,600 per month, when we compare that to what it takes to when automation is properly integrated into our system, you can see that it takes 0 VAs, and the overall cost for the automated system, once put in place and tested and running, runs about $5,000 per year, not month, per year. And actually this cost is going down due to an additional automated service that I discovered and have implemented fully, but it's 5,000 is a good sweet spot to use for purpose of example. So to give you an idea, knowing this, let's take the low number for each. This will give us what I call a worst case scenario for you to use as an example to compare and see what incredible savings that top shelf automation can bring. So let's say each of our VAs is working 10 hours per week and that they each are earning $1,000 per month. And then when it comes to automation, of course, it comes to around $5,000 per year. We want to make sure we keep that in the loop. And so stay with me on this. It's really not that complicated. So here we're going to break it down. And listen, I'll repeat, there's one very important thing to remember here. If you recall, the automations that are costing only $5,000 per year, actually less per year to run, are doing the work equivalent to not 1, but 4 VAs. All right. So now to put it in a real world perspective, let's see what it looks like when you add 3 more VAs to the overall equation. And let's see what our time savings really are. So replacing just 1 VA would give you a savings of 480 hours in labor per year if your automations were doing the work of that 1 VA. With 4 VAs, that number now skyrockets to 1,920 hours per year. And now just think of the amount of tasks your company could accomplish in 1,920 hours each and every year. Oh my goodness. Now let's look at the money side. So as you can see, replacing the duties of just 1 VA will save you about $7,000 per year. Now let's see what it looks like when we consider the real world example of a total of 4 VAs collectively doing the work that it would take to accomplish what our automated system is currently taking care of. So here you see 4 VAs, each making $12,000 per year. Then we take into account, as we did before, the actual cost of the automated tools. And we have a difference, or a better way of saying it is we have a savings of $43,000 per year. Now, again, that is a grand total of 1,920 hours of savings that you could otherwise use and task your VAs with other things like things that truly require human touch, human intervention to do it. Human involvement, things like creating websites or updating your websites, or social media content like creating memes as an example, maybe video editing and creating sizzle reels from your shows, or even taking sales calls. I mean, the sky's the limit. You've saved all this time, and now you can redirect that time to something that truly requires human interaction. And the list goes on. And it's also a savings of $43,000 per year. And that is pretty significant. Now, you think that's significant? That was a very conservative estimate, as it factored in only 10 hours of work per week and at earnings of only $1,000 per month per VA. So look, if you're having any difficulty following any of this, not to worry. Again, you'll get these slides at the end of this presentation. Just you need to be here at the end, because that's when I'm going to give you the information on how to get these. We've almost reached the finish line, so stick with me. And this time I'll spare you all the calculations because I'll just give you the bottom line numbers. I'll go a little quicker. So with 4 VAs, each working 40 hours per week now, we have a savings of 6,400 hours per year. And as far as the money side goes, 4 VAs each earning $5,600 per month would result in a savings of $263,800 per year. Starting to see the real sweet spot, the juice of having automated systems in your live show processes in your business. And again, imagine what your team could do with the additional 6,400 hours per year, and imagine how you could reinvest in your business. Hire more personnel maybe, or even take some of that money and splurge on yourself because you deserve it, with a savings of over $200,000. My goodness. All right, so let's take this concept home and wrap it up. So at a very conservative end of the spectrum, with 4 VAs working, having a comprehensive automated system will save you $43,000 per year. On the higher end of the scale, you would stand to save about $263,800 per year. So what does this mean for you? You'll realistically save somewhere between those two figures, and more likely closer to the high one, but it's somewhere in between. And so by now, I'm sure you can see the immense value of integrating automated systems into your business. So let me ask you, who here would like to have a fully automated system that, even after you consider the cost of the system itself, is helping you to pocket over $200,000? I mean, go ahead, type it in the chat. If you're still there, let me take a check. Yes, we've got plenty here. So yeah, how many of you would like that? Just type yes. Nothing's for sale here. Don't worry. I'm not trying to snare you in to say, oh, I'm going to follow up with you and let's do a strategy session. This is pure value, pure teaching, nothing for sale. How many of you would like to have that? Just let me know. Just curious. And we're going to keep moving. Yes, Ursula, thank you. I'm going to give you some more exposure. Ursula Odom, everyone, look her up. She is an amazing woman on Facebook. Check her out, follow her, and connect with her. Amazing, amazing woman. She's been on the show, the Mind Body Business Show, as my guest expert. And so she knows what I'm talking about from her side of the fence, where she was a guest expert and saw all this automation in action. So thanks so much, Ursula. I so appreciate you coming on and supporting and taking action and listening into this unscheduled surprise advanced live video masterclass. So for those of you who joined late, we had a last minute cancellation, and I always say the show must go on. So you got to have a backup. It's a good idea to have a backup, and this is one of them. I've not done this ever before. I don't recall on this live show. This is something I do every 3 to 4 weeks, and I do it to a specific group of individuals, and we fill up the room in a Zoom environment, not here in a live studio show environment, but having fun, and hope you are too, and hope you're getting value from it. Let's keep moving. So here's the thing. These are real numbers, and that's the truth. These are real numbers. I am living proof of it. So go ahead. Which of you would like this? Yes, you're welcome, Ursula. Thank you. All right. Visual quality. Yes, it is essential. What do you say we switch gears and let's discuss the absolute importance of that, of visual quality? Here's the thing. Guests, they don't want to have their name and brand associated with a low quality video production. So imagine this. Imagine being interviewed as a guest on a live video show, and the host is walking around outside using their smartphone as their camera and as their microphone. Their video shaking, and there's wind noise because the wind going through the microphone of their phone, and the video quality is low because they're not near a high powered or a high signal cell tower. And can you imagine that? The thing is, you don't want to have that happen. You don't want to be a guest on a show like that. And equally, viewers don't want to watch that. They don't want to watch low quality video productions, and they're far less likely to engage or even to come back to watch any of your next live broadcasts. And again, don't take my word for it. There are industry giants that have collected data stats over this. They're important, and they're fun stats. They're not dry and boring. According to Wowza Media Systems, you can look them up, Wowza, and they are a live video streaming platform. They're used by major corporations and medium-sized businesses. What they said, you see it right there on the screen, that visual quality is essential. And 85% of consumers use video as a business tool. Consumers are using video on more devices, and a whopping 68% use 4 or more devices a day. And I could say, wowza, that's like crazy. And I might be one of them. I don't even know. I've never sat down to think about it. And 75% use personal devices to view video every single day. And here's the kicker. Consumers expect high quality video regardless of the device they are consuming that video on. One more case study here, and that is another giant, and that is Cove. According to them, they are an all-inclusive video giant of a company that caters to big brands. They say 6 billion hours of video are watched each month. Billion with a B online. That's nearly 1 hour for every person on earth. So what does that mean for your brand? There is a massive audience out there, but their expectations for quality of video experiences are getting higher each and every day. So take a look at this breakdown. We'll get through this really quick. 62% are more likely to have a negative perception of a brand that published a poor quality experience. That one should be enough as it is, but let's go through the others. 23% have been presented with a poor quality video experience, who have been presented with it, would hesitate to purchase. So you've just lost a quarter of the people you've been marketing to get them to watch your shows and watch your videos. They're gone because of low quality video. I know that won't be you, but those that have low quality experiences, that's what happens. 60% said that a poor online video experience would dissuade them from engaging, listen to this, with a brand across all of its social media properties. That one is right between the eyes. That one's a very powerful stat. And 57% are less likely to share a poor quality video experience. I mean, think about it. You see a poor quality video or live show, you're going to say, hey, call up your friend. You should go check this out. This is amazing. You're less likely to, because now it's a reflection on you, on what you're sharing with other people. So you want to have high quality. So here's the thing. Let's face it. Quality matters. And the folks at Cove, they continue by saying you need to use a blended distribution strategy to capture your full audience. So what the heck does that mean? Simply put, it means to get your live video shows on as many platforms as you possibly can. And the more platforms you're on, the more exposure you'll get. It's that simple. It's that simple. Whew. Let me ask you an important question. Remember at the beginning of this masterclass, I made you 2 promises. Number 1, I promised that if you pay attention and take action, this information will transform your business and your life. You remember that? So do you now see how that is possible? I would love to see some reaction in the chat. Go ahead and type that in. Even if you came on a little late, that's fine. If you see if that's possible, I'm going to offer you something amazing that I usually only do for my live masterclass students who come in. And so here's the thing. Remember that money success is a measure of exchanged value. All right. So did I deliver value and keep my promise to you so far? I hope so. So go ahead and type value in the chat box if you learned something of value, in your chat, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, it doesn't matter. Find the comment section and type in value. That would be phenomenal. And here's the thing. Remember, I also promised when you stayed until the end, you would get the slides from this presentation, my private 76-step live show checklist, and one of you, I know it says 5 on the screen, will win a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort coming up very, very soon. It won't even be a few minutes. It's very quick. We're almost done here. I also promised that and asked your permission to tell you about a way to implement everything we just talked about into your business faster and easier. Don't worry. Once again, nothing is for sale. And by now, it should be pretty obvious. It's very important to me that I always keep my promises. Thank you, Ursula. I see that you put in value. Thank you so much. So, this has actually gone over a little bit over an hour, and I appreciate you for sticking around, but it's still too short. I can't cover, 10 years of experience, the results of well over, gosh, that's got to be way over 260 now, 1 hour live video interview shows and all the lessons I've learned in that time. So what I want to do is take you, all of you that are watching this live, I know who you are, and I want to take you by the hand and help you implement the whole system in your business. That's my goal for you. So to keep my promise, what I've done is something very special, and I've done it just for you. That came on here last minute. You thought I was going to have a guest expert. You stuck with it. You hung out. Great job. So what I'd like to offer you is a 1 hour complimentary live video mastery one-on-one ask the expert session. That is a mouthful, isn't it? And just so you know, I want you to realize this is not one of those attempts to snare you into a quote unquote strategy session so I can pitch you on one of my programs. No, that's not what this is. We can always have that discussion at a later time. That is not what this is. For this 1 hour session, you can ask me anything you want. Here are just a few ideas. And, when you want to make it live video based, the questions on how to do a live video show, but maybe there's something like, these are just memory joggers or something to get the wet your whistle. Maybe you're just starting out. Where do I begin? You can call and we can have that chat. You're already up and running, but you're not sure how to do certain things like navigate all the tech or land new and more prominent guests, or maybe monetize, how to handle the back end systems and processes. Maybe you want to know how to do that better. Ways to repurpose your live show for greater exposure. We talked a little bit about that. Really anything else as it relates to live video shows. So come up with some questions, but go ahead and you'll be able to schedule your session with me very, very soon. What we're going to do is put this in the chat in just a moment. Actually, Ursula, if you would be so kind, maybe, you know what? I'm going to just type it in there because it's that important. So we have a URL. I'm going to put it up here in just a second. Hang with me for just a moment, if you would. I appreciate that. It's a real simple URL. And yeah, almost I'm 1 character away, and there it goes. So go ahead and go to this web page. You've got the link in the chat if you're able to see chat. It's ryp.im/ask. ryp.im/ask, and all lowercase. And that is where you can go schedule a 1 hour session with me. No sales of any kind. In fact, we're going to show you some folks who've been through it here. For those of you who want to stick around and see that, and see what their experience was on that as well. And now I also wanted to just let you know my availability is quite limited. I'm doing a masterclass on January 7th. So we're going to have, my calendar is going to fill up quick. So its availability is limited, especially for one-on-one work. So I just advise you to write questions down and be prepared, because you'll be surprised just how fast an hour can fly by. It's unbelievable how fast. So go ahead, schedule your session, and then come on back, because I'm also going to give away a phenomenal prize. One of you will win a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort. And that's compliments of our sponsor, The Big Insider Secrets. And you can find them at thebiginsidersecrets.com. So here, I'll enlarge it a bit so you can see everything clearly. And this is what you do. Oh, by the way, this is The Big Insider Secrets. This is the company owned by my dear friend, Jason Nast. And not only are they the sponsor for this masterclass, they're also the sponsor of my show each and every week, sometimes 2 a week. And that show is, again, the Mind Body Business Show. You see it on the screen. And Jason himself has told me that if any one of you, or even all of you, would like to have the ability to give away this fantastic prize to your audience, that he would gladly sponsor your live video show as well. All right, so go ahead and head over to the website now. This is a different one. It's ryp.im/vacation, all one word. RYP stands for Reach Your Peak, just in case that wasn't coming through clearly. ryp.im/vacation. You want to go over there and enter right now so that I can see it come through and give out the prize at the end later this evening. And so once you filled out that short form, you'll be officially entered to win that vacation stay. So I hope you are the winner. All of you. I know only one of you will, but I do wish all of you would be a winner for this. It's phenomenal. All right. So, and I didn't forget, for staying with me here until the end, you will also get my private 76-step live show checklist. And again, this checklist is responsible for producing incredible high quality live interview shows, video based, responsible for landing top industry leading giant and guests like Les Brown, Tom Antion, Jeff Fagan, Clarissa Burt, and so many more. And this will be emailed to you. So what we'll need to do is have you reach out, and the best way, here's what I'll tell you to do. This is a little bit of a different approach, but when you book your ryp.im/ask, when you go to that and you book your session, I will know that you've stayed to the end, and I will then use that information, your email address, in other words, to send you the information that I promised here today. So go ahead, and I'll bring that up here in just a second. And you'll see what Denise Millet had to say about her
Hey
session.
everyone, my name is Denise Millet. I'm a marketing technology strategist and specialist. I have a program for cosmetic dentists that I am implementing marketing technology and a social selling pipeline for them, and with a hybrid done for you, done with you service. I recently attended Brian Kelly's masterclass, and I've got to tell you, I was blown away by the content that he shared, his energy, his true interest in people, and his willingness to just lay it all out there and engage and share his knowledge with the audience. I was fortunate enough to grab one of the strategy session slots with Brian, because I had a bunch of questions on some of the things he had done to build his show and his program. And I'm going to tell you, it was fantastic. I can't say that I've ever had a strategy session that seems such like we've been friends for 20 years when I got on the call with him. But, you know, he answered every question I had. I had some things that I was trying to figure out how the broadcasting world worked a little bit, and what was the ins and outs of some of the different channels and streaming and things that you have to do. And he shared so much detail with me, and I hope I exchanged some of a little bit of my knowledge too that might have been helpful to him. But, you know, it was really a great call. And I have to tell you, he's in my Rolodex, and when I get to a point where I'm ready to create my show, I think he'll be my first phone call. So we chatted for, I'm sure, way longer than we were supposed to, but it was really, really great. And he's a consummate professional, and you can just tell that he's seen the different seasons in the world, and he's just willing to share everything he's accumulated along the way. So I highly recommend working with Brian. He's just been a treasure. So thanks very much.
Oh my goodness, I'm muted that whole time. Holy smoke, Rhino. Thank you, Ursula. I love it. Yeah, so go ahead and book your time, ryp.im/ask. And I see, Ursula, you already did that. Fantastic way to take action. My goodness, I was going off on a nice long. So glad you said that, Ursula. Thank you for helping out. I muted it because I didn't want to distract folks. I was doing things while that video was showing and was playing. So yeah, anyway, go ahead and do that. And again, I shouldn't say again, you didn't hear it the first time. If you are watching this as a recording and you want to have the ability to get those gifts that were mentioned, my only requirement is that you watch it live, that you're there live for the majority of it. And I'll know that through the data we get when we do live master classes. And so if you want to have the ability to get that and you're watching this as a recording, then head on over to ryp.im/masterclass. ryp.im/masterclass. Register. It's free, 100% free. There's nothing for sale in any parts of this. So just wanted you to know about that. And look, that's it. I'm just going to let this play on with some additional folks that have been involved. If you have a question while you see this going, a quick question, go ahead and type it in chat and I'll address it in between videos. But that is it for now. If you're going to bounce, then I wish you the best. Be blessed. I hope you take advantage of this and schedule that 1 hour with me. Either way, it doesn't matter. I love helping people no matter what. So if there's any way I can help you, feel free to reach out. But that is it. Take care, everyone, and be blessed. I'm going to take myself off of here video-wise. I will still be here, but that way you can see and concentrate more on the folks, these fine folks that have recorded these wonderful testimonial, quote-unquote, videos of their experience. So here we go. See if we can get this looking a little different. There we go. So I appreciate you for coming on, whether you watch this live or recorded. Again, if you watch recorded, go to ryp.im/masterclass. Register for the upcoming January 7th live masterclass, 12 p.m. noon, 3 p.m. Eastern. Even if you can't make it live, you will get a good portion of gifts and value from it, and you can then be eligible to watch the replay, which we'll announce after the live version of the masterclass is done on January 7th, 2022. With that, I appreciate you for sticking on all the way to the end. And for those of you watching the recording, I appreciate you as well. And that's it. This has been the Mind Body Business Show. And we'll be back again next week with another phenomenal guest. Let me check. I don't know if we are going next week. Just go to the mindbodybusinessshow.com just go to the mindbodybusinessshow.com, scroll to the bottom and fill out that little opt-in form. That way you'll get notified when our next live show airs. I can't wait. I'd love to have you there. That way you'll know if we are going next week or not. That was why I brought all that up. All right. Be blessed, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you on the next live show. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.